Okay, so you can kind of see that we have these cardboard pieces. This is for compost. We got the cardboard pieces. And then, hold up, we also got organic. So, you know, we got eggshells, we got a nasty banana, we got some old butternut squash that's been rotten, green onions that was going bad. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. We got coffee grounds in here. And the research that I did on composting is you gotta mix pretty much greens with browns, so organic material with carbon. And for carbon, we could obviously use cardboard, which is surprising. We got a shit ton of cardboard here. And then also we can go ahead and get some leaves from outside, some dry leaves, and that also helps. And what we want, or what I heard about, was that you kind of want like 3 parts brown to 1 part of green. That way, you know what I'm saying, this stuff right here doesn't turn into fucking sewage and start attracting rodents and whatever. You know, so I'm saying, don't start developing a nasty, rotten smell when it goes into, you know, our little bin for composting. And over time, it starts to break down a little. And over time, it starts to break down, you know, the little microbes or whatever starts to break down what's in there, starts to break down the cardboard, starts to break down the organic matter. And what you're left with is something that can, you know, go on top of dirt and give it some more life, right? Give it some more organic life. Last video I was saying that, you know, the more organic life that's in soil, the healthier the soil is. You know, you want to see worms, you want to see little millipedes, you want to see little roly-polies, you want to see all types of little critters crawling around in your soil. That's how you know it's healthy. That's how you know it's life going on. That's how you know it can sustain a plant. A plant is life. That's how you know it's going to sustain itself. And we got our garden right here. Right, we got our garden. And what I want to do is use compost, put it on top of the garden, and that way over time, microbes, critters, or whatever else starts to force that compost down into the ground, deeper down. Because last time I showed you guys when we dug the hole, that red clay that was at the bottom, that's how you break that clay down. You use compost, and over time, that clay gets broken down into something that's resembling the topsoil. And again, the topsoil is this stuff right here, this soft dirt that's super crumbly. You know, it's a lot of air and pockets in here. You know, that's what you want for your plants. You know, this is why people use raised garden beds, because again, Georgia has that red clay at the bottom, and those raised garden beds kind of help, you know, offset that. But back to composting. So we got these 27-gallon bins right here. We moved into this house. We use these bins to help move. And now I'm using it for my garden, because why not? So we got a bin right here, 27 gallons. That's 27 gallons of compost. I had them turned over because we was getting rain for like 2 weeks straight. And I didn't want still water to be out here attracting more mosquitoes than it was already out here. And then it started to form ant piles, so I left it out to dry. The ants are gone. And we just left with these dirty, empty bins, which is gonna get dirtier because we're about to do compost. So then out here, you can kind of see we got hella straw. We got a bunch of leaves over there to the left side, that's deep under there. So we got plenty of compost materials out here. We just gotta make our compost. So let's go ahead and get to it. Yeah, let's start with our browns. We wanna go and get some leaves, I think. Yeah, these leaves look dry as shit. Ooh, oh yeah, this is perfect. You can kind of tell that they're dry from just the sound that they make. Then there's plenty of straw out here. Like, this stuff is perfect for compost. Ooh, these leaves are dry as a motherfucker. I didn't think they was gonna be dry because it's, you know, it's trees over here, so it's nothing but shade. So I didn't think that, you know, these leaves would just stay dry like that. I thought they'd be wet as hell, because you can kind of see this little big ass hole that's in the ground. Don't ask me why this is here. We moved in, it was already out here. it's still water inside. And you know, mosquitoes are in there breeding, but that's how you know it's been raining. All right, so compost. Let's go ahead and collect some of these leaves and stuff. We'll mix it with the cardboard, mix it with our green. And again, this is my first time ever doing this compost thing. I've never made my own compost. So if I'm doing something wrong, if you guys got tips for me, please show me, because, you know, I'm trying to learn. But this is pretty much just all carbon. So, I mean, I guess we just toss it in, you know, just toss the stuff in there. So you can see, so now you kind of see where the leaves are wet. The bottom, the top leaves are super dry. The bottom of them are like wet. You can kind of see those little wet spots. Like I said, it's been raining. So we'll just skim off the top and use the stuff that's dry on top. Pretty much all of our browns. Then we can go ahead and grab our organic stuff, because we gotta rip all that up, crush it so it's small and fine. So this is gonna get turned into some real nasty shit. We're gonna go ahead and break this stuff down, make our compost. Whew, that's bad. We got large chunks of everything in here. Yikes. That's nasty. Oh, that's real nasty. Yeah, you kind of see like it's real wet and just nasty. Real nasty. All right. Oh, screw our angle. It was like, what, right here? Maybe. Let's find a good angle, because once I start messing with this stuff, I'm not gonna touch my phone. Come right here with it. Okay. Yeah, real nasty. Yeah, real nasty. But yeah, we just want to rip this stuff up. We just want to rip this stuff in small pieces. Yeah, we don't want this stuff big like this. We want to rip it up into small chunks, so you know, we got the organisms that breaks it down, you know, breaks it down faster, you know what I'm saying? It's easier to break down small pieces than it is to break down super large pieces of food like this gigantic butternut squash. That's nasty. That's real nasty. It's all good though. Let's break this stuff. These mosquitoes, man. These mosquitoes effing me up. Nasty butternut squash. Ooh. Oh, that's nasty. That's real nasty. Ooh. Ooh. That's, ooh, I can feel that through the glove. Oh, yeah, I should have went with rubber gloves. We have none. Ooh, I can feel that through the glove. I'm washing my hands after this. Nah. got eggshells. Crush those up. Toss it back in. Got old banana. Rip that up. Yeah, these gloves going straight to hell. I don't even feel like ripping that up. Large banana. It's an old pear that's actually hard and dry. Okay, that's interesting. Got a fly. Oh, there we got banana peels, pear peels, all types of put in here. So we got these little watermelon chunks that's gone bad pretty much. Been in the fridge for a while. We're just gonna add that in. And then we got from our juicer, we got this strawberry like pulp we had made, this fruit juice, whatever, that's going in too. Alright, and that's pretty much all we got. Alright, I think that's enough. Damn, these mosquitoes tearing me up. Never go wrong with a good old stick. What's this? That should be our compost. And then we're gonna add some more on top of this, so you know it can trap that smell in, and you know it don't turn into rotten garbage. Some cardboard on top. So now we just come over here, put the lid on. So you know what I'm saying, no critters or nothing get inside here. You know, we don't want raccoons or squirrels or anything messing with what's in here. And over time, all of that stuff that's inside should break down and turn into something that can go on top of a garden to help give it a little bit more life, help support your plants just a little bit better. Again, this was my first time ever trying to make my own compost. You know, this is the starter mix. So, you know, if any of y'all garden experts out there see me doing something wrong with trying to make my own compost, you know, maybe if I missed a step or if there was something I could have done better, maybe I added too much brown to the greens, I don't know. You know, let me know, give me some tips. I'm still here learning, still trying to grow my own food and stuff like that. So, yeah. Oh, it is a step I gotta do. Holes. I gotta drill holes in this because it does need some kind of airflow, and right now it doesn't have any air, so let's do that. Just hose, pink drill. This is my wife's drill. Then we'll put something on the sides. Tell you one thing, boy, the air definitely let that smell out. That's bad. But all right, holes in it. We got airflow. We got a bunch of browns in there for carbon. We got the greens in there for nitrogen or the organic life. And you know, it says to stir it about every week or two, I think. You know, so because we don't want this to get dry, and it's already kind of wet because you know what I'm saying, the juice from the watermelon and the butternut squash and all the food in there. So we should be good on moisture for it right now. And yeah, we'll check on it after about a week, see what it looks like, see if, you know, if we're moving forward the correct way or if we need to make some adjustments. But for right now, that's the video. Trying to make our own compost, and I'll give y'all an update. So there is one thing that I am worried about now that I just drilled those holes in there like that. Airflow, yes, because we don't want it to turn into a rotten mess. You know what I'm saying? But also, now that it's holes in there, what's going to stop ants from getting in there if they, get smell of that? I'm guessing that's what the brown is for. Fuck it. We'll know in a week. I'll catch y'all later.